It's your boy KG. Today, I had a random thought. I want to teach y'all how to make your own drum sounds. And that's really the only topic. But those teachers that give you you got one question, but it's A through E or something. Teaching y'all 3 ways to make your own drum sounds and turn it into like a kit of some sort. I don't know, but this is all part of the process of me putting out my Christmas stash kit for free for y'all, which is gonna have a decent amount of sounds, but it will all be experimental. Yeah, I don't want to go too much into it, but I'm gonna show y'all how to make your own drum sounds. So let's get into it. So I am loaded up. I have got my screen recording, so I am going to be able to show y'all how this all works. The first way I'm gonna show you how to make drum sounds is just by grabbing sounds that you already have. So for example, I have my drum kit that I throw out for free. I will put a link in the description. That has 215 different drum sound extra loops, like a master preset for your beats. So all for free. Go get it, link down below. I may want to go through a few different hi-hats, and let's just for the sake of the video, this is normally how I will go through. You know, I'm not doing drum sounds based on I want it to sound like this, I that. There's no rhyme or reason for me doing what I'm doing, like at all. I'm gonna drag in probably 4 or 5 different hi-hats. So like 1, 2. I'm throwing these right on the playlist, by the way. I'm not going into nothing. Now that I have these here, I am going to just solo one at a time, and I want to make sure that I put these all on the same track. In a beat, you wouldn't want to do that, but for the sake of the video, I am putting all of these hi-hats on one track. And then I'm gonna just start to play with effects. Like, I might just decide on this hi-hat, grab a flanger, you know, like, let me just play this back and forth, right? So let's do this in a beat thing, as if it's playing in a beat. So we're gonna do like half a bar maybe. So you see how that's gonna give you a different sound every time. Then maybe we throw like a chorus on there as well. I don't know, let's just see. Throw it on halfway mix. So you can also double click on your hi-hats or whatever you've thrown in here to modify, and you can change this multiplicator knob. Going to the left will make it faster, going to the right will make it slower. So if I wanna speed up this hi-hat, let's say, I want to try to make more like a shaker, or I don't know, something like that. I don't want it to be so harsh on the hit of it. So I'm gonna come over here, and as long as you have a newer update of FL, you can use these little fader knobs. So I'm gonna fade in maybe 2 small little clicks, and it should like sweep up the attack of my hi-hat. Maybe a little more. So now I can open Edison on my master, and I'm not gonna do this for every sound. This is just for stuff like this, because a flanger, every time that noise hits, it is still going through like let's say like a 16 bar section that allows for a certain effect to happen, or the way it's mixed in. So I'm going to, on input, record this and let the hi-hat play, and then I'll find the one that I like. So like that one right there, right at the end, had quite a bit of the 2 things that I wanted. Now after I've recorded it and I've gotten the one that I want, I can delete the rest of the others that I recorded and drag this into here. And now I have my hi-hat. So I can now record this as a sample. Now that I have all the folders made, you can now start to save all this. I have no idea what to call these things. So like I've got an earring sitting here, and we're gonna call this butterfly. That's what we're calling the first thing. And that's one sound done. And that's just using things that we've already had, you know? Like for this one per se, we can use this hi-hat, and it's a little bit longer, right? I think for this one, I'm gonna wanna stretch it. I might wanna turn this one into like an open hat, maybe. I don't know, we're gonna see. Stretch this, and then we shape it with an EQ a little bit to get rid of that. Ow, cover your ears, please. I think I might do some reverb on this one to give it the effect of being an open hat. So there, we have an open hat now. There's 2 sounds done. So for this next one, I think I might throw in a kick that I have in here. Maybe something a little more weak. Okay, like that. That's more of like an EDM kick. We're gonna try to shape this a little bit. I really love this multiplicator knob, like a ton. So let's slow this down. Let me shape this kick a tad, see how short I want it. Maybe a little something like that. Probably throw it on this same track. Take off the effects we do have. I think I just want to play with the EQ. There's some air that I don't necessarily want. A little bit of EQ to boost a section that I like. Do a little bit of blood overdrive and see what it sounds like. I've been doing some two Hollis type beats lately, so I kind of want to do harder kind of kick. Try and get some sort of, I'm not even really sure, try and get some sort of like thump. That's my kick. That's the kick I want to go with. So that is one way that you can start to make your own drum sounds and things like that, just using drum sounds that you've already got. So now I want to show y'all how we can make drum sounds from like using your mic or using your phone to record or something like that. Let's swap angles real quick, all right? So in the kitchen, I'm going to try and find some objects that I can hit against things, brush against things, move, click my tongue, this, that, and the third, and then we'll meet up back by the other angle again, and I will show y'all how we can make that some drum sounds. I'll just grab my phone and I will start recording. Okay, I'm just gonna walk around. Let me see. Okay, so I got 2 minutes and 13 seconds of some, I guess, drum sounds and things like that. So meet y'all back over by the setup and we're gonna see what we can do with this, okay? Well, let's do it. Okay, cool. So I'm back at the setup. I got this sound loaded up, this, whatever you wanna call it, this audio clip loaded up. What I'm gonna do is basically just chop up everything and put it in line so I can edit these and figure out what I wanna do with them. So let's do that. Perfect. Now that that's all chopped up, we can start to add effects just like we did the last one. I'll probably stop and show you a few of the things that I do and, you know, maybe me layering sounds and stuff like that. But for the most part, now that I've showed you, you know, importing it, chopping it up, and then just making sure that every one of these, it is tedious, but you got to go through and make sure, you know, just make sure that your audio file starts when you want it to and ends when you want it to, so that when you render it, you don't ever have to touch it again. You can use it like a drum kit and use them in every beat you make. So I'm going to talk to you guys. I have anything I want to share, or maybe I'll just show you these drum sounds at the end. Who knows? We'll see, all right? So like this, for example, I am using a little sweep that I did on the counter and just some, I believe, Effectrix and this distortion plugin and some EQ just to kind of carve it, and then I'm going to render it out and it's going to be a riser, like it'll... So cool. Yeah, so I can render that as like my own riser. So like this one also, I have two uses for it, you know, with this same Effectrix plugin, not one change. I have kind of like a perk sound, so I can use that and render that. And then I was scrolling and I found another preset called Interlude BP, and it makes it more like a snare. Just so cool. Clap or something. Okay, so way number 3. We are going to open a brand new 3X oscillator. Now you're like, KG, what the am I gonna do with a 3X oscillator, right? Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to take the sine wave we have, okay? This is just a blank thing. I just opened this up, so you can follow along if you want. We're gonna turn our first oscillator down, 24. Right? We can shape it just like we do with our 808 when we make it so that it doesn't fall into the next one, or like cutting itself, as I think it's the terminology for it. Okay, so that is going to be our kick right there. wonky, but all right, that's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna clone this, okay, a few different times, and we are going to name it. This is going to be our kick. We're going to edit this more. We're going to pitch knob. We're going to turn our pitch all the way up. Boom, like that. So that should have a little more of a punch. Perfect. Now for like the clap or the snare or the hi-hat or those things, we're gonna want to use the dice looking thing. All right, that is our just white noise, like our noise oscillator. Okay, which is gonna sound like this. Warning. Now we've already got it in that shape that we're looking for. So if we go to our settings, we might just want it a tad shorter, maybe. This is our snare. And so our goal is to make these simple sounds and then edit it. Another one, the exact same, and we're just going to shorten the decay. There you go, you have your hi-hat. Now we're gonna play with this same kick one, right? Play with this till it sounds like, I don't know, a tom. There, so it doesn't have too much of a punch now, so this could be like a tom, let's say. And then we're gonna use like another noise oscillator. Sweet. Now this could be like a riser, so we can now drag over here and split, right? So now we have each of our things. So now we can render our kick, our snare, hi-hat, tom, and a riser, which is also going to be an open hat. Now that we have all that out of the way, we have the basic sounds, which is exactly what we need. We just need the basic sounds, and then we can edit. And this is my open hat. I'm going to duplicate this once more and reverse this, and this is my riser. So I have all of these things, and so we're going to try to figure out what we can do with it. Oh, I didn't even think to do an 808. So the only thing different we have to do for that now, we're basically going to do the exact same thing I did with the kick. We can turn up the decay. So now we can do the exact same thing that we just did with that. Okay, cool. Let's start processing. Alright y'all, so I am done. I don't really have much else to show, to be quite honest with you, other than the drum sounds that I did make. But I really just want to show you how easy and how possible it is for anybody to make their own drum sounds. So either that's from scratch, from some drum sounds that you have sitting in your library that you've collected already, or you just want to go up and take your phone or take your mic and make some sounds and make some stuff out of it. I just want to play through all of the samples that we've done thus far, and just keep in mind all of these are either a few recycled sounds that I showed y'all in the beginning, or all of those things. But yeah, show y'all what we've done, and then we'll wrap up this video. I'm having to do this in post because I entirely forgot, but sitting here recording this video, realized I didn't have an outro. So I wanted to say thank y'all for sticking in. Thank y'all for learning how to make some freaking drum sounds, like from the simplest things. I'm sick as hell right now, but I'm deciding to edit all this because I want to get something out, and I want to stay consistent. That's the game. That's how we play. Anyways, you know, my filler word is sticking in. But thank y'all for sticking in for this video, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.